Hello, welcome to our first episode on tonight's Alienate UK. I'm doing it under the podcast of We Won't Talk About Colts or Goats. Won't talk about either of them, I don't think. But no. We won't talk about ghosts because it's not the typical UFO, alien, paranormal stuff. But I have just found out from Damien that there are conspiracy theories in it. So
it's also sci-fi as well. So it is a bit UFO-y.
Yeah. So I might just throw it into both podcasts and then see where it goes. Yeah. But for those of you who have seen Damien before, I interviewed him at a location in London last year at a showcase event that we was both at. That's where I first met him. We become friends. Then you came on the show. Did you come back on your own, or did you come back on with
I'll come
Phil?
on with Tears.
Tears, that was it. Yeah.
Talking about Tears Behind a Smile and
yeah. So you two came on because I'm trying to get him back on, but he's too busy doing Channel 4. So
he's on BBC and Channel 4 at the minute, isn't he?
Yeah, he's just doing loads and loads of TV. So he was trying to come up here to go out and do an investigation, but he just. Last minute thing, he couldn't make it. He's not a million miles away from me anyway. He's only a couple of hours.
Yeah.
So
I haven't spoken to him in a while, to be honest.
I think I spoke to him about 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I had quite a few. Probably spoke to him more than I have you. Do apologise.
Yeah. No, he keeps dropping me WhatsApp messages with links to his BBC
different
stuff.
Links, but he's doing a lot of music events as well, isn't he, around London and what have you?
Yeah, he's doing a lot. Yeah. He is.
So, for those who don't know who you are, so you are an actor, MMA. Is it mixed martial arts you do?
I'll do a bit of everything. So I've done mixed martial arts, but boxing was my last one.
Yeah. Was you doing Brazilian?
I've tried it, for 6 weeks. Wow,
right. Wow. I couldn't remember if it's you or Chris.
Yeah. I did it for 6 weeks. 6 days a week, 3 hours a day. Yeah, and I ran myself into the ground with it. It was very hard.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. A lot harder than I thought it would have been.
Yeah. Did you enjoy it though?
Yeah. But I prefer going in with elbows and punches and kicks than grappling someone to the floor and trying to strangle them. Yeah. It's a lot harder.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Nothing wrong with that. No. So, you've done a few movies. I was searching something the other day and you popped up, but I can't. I meant to write the name of the movie down. It was the one that we was talking about last year. Ballistics, yeah.
That's on Amazon and went to see.
Yeah, I was going through Prime and I was just typed in that. Well. Yeah. I just typed in, clicked on action movies, and it was the second one that popped up. Wow, Becky, look, it's Damien.
Yeah.
Don't know who you're on about.
a feature role called Max in that one. That was fun. Yeah, that was quite a fun film, to be honest.
So that's marked on my to watch list, so I will get that.
Yeah.
It's like the books I've got there. I've got loads of books and movies to watch and read, and it's just finding the time to do it. As you know,
I know.
Plan to do something, and then
I find it hard to watch TV now, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm on it, so I analyze it a lot more.
Yes.
My ex-girlfriend used to go to cinema with me and hate me. I was like, that punch is rubbish. That wouldn't do that. That wouldn't do that. And she's like, shut up. And I'm like, no, it wouldn't, though. You just wouldn't do that.
But I'm like that. Do you know, with the graphics, like at the beginning, at the end, where you got the names and that coming on and the different visuals. Yeah, I can do that. I know they've done that.
Yeah.
She's
like,
the same. Just shut up.
Okay.
But in my head, I'm still saying it.
Horror movies, I have no clue. But action movies and Vikings and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I know how that fight scene's done. I know what they did there.
Do you think that ruins it?
Yeah, that's why I don't watch them. So I can't watch them. The last one I watched was Violent Night, and it was terrible.
Was it?
Yeah. This guy uppercutted this guy, and he followed all the way through. And I'm like, that would have hit his nose and killed him. But he fell to the right, got back up 10 seconds later, and started shooting at the guy. And I'm like, what the hell? No, it just wouldn't happen. But then I realised they put all the money for the choreography into Santa, because his fight scenes were epic.
Right, got you.
Rubbish. They were just like,
yeah,
you would. That would.
Suppose it's to fill the movie sort of thing.
Yeah, but it needs to look authentic. If you need to think about it properly. Yeah. When I make them, I'm like, well, if the guy gets strangled out, he's only knocked out for 7 seconds, not 30 minutes. So we can't rob a safe. We're going to have to tie him up, because it just doesn't work like that in real life.
Right.
But it's Hollywood. That's how they do it in Hollywood, isn't it? But yeah.
Well, there's a lot they do in Hollywood. So, right, so you did acting, and you've done a lot of the fight scenes and the blood and the gut and all that. What made you? I don't know if I've already asked you this. What made you want to direct and produce?
So
was it just?
It's more everything I've learned. I think it is everything I've learned over the years being on set. I'm very good at watching and like picking stuff up. Yeah. And I mimic a lot, so which is good for my acting, I guess. And I take a lot on, and I've networked a lot since I've been doing it. So I've got a lot of contacts, and I realized I actually didn't know I could write properly, and I come up with some ideas, wrote them down, ended up writing a script, which my last one I actually produced was called Snitch.
Yes. Yeah. I remember that.
And that's come out now. That's on YouTube, and I'd written it. I got the crew together within 1 week, filmed it in a day. I think it was edited in two
a day.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
No messing about there, then, is there?
No, so we did it in 1 day, filmed it in complete 1 day, and I think it's about 9-10 minutes long, short movie, with a really good twist to it at the end. And I've been offered to put it into film festivals and stuff, which I haven't done yet. But a lot of them keep messaging me. Yeah, they keep messaging me. Can you pull it in? Can you pull it in? We'll give you discounts and stuff. And I just haven't done it yet, but it is really good. And then I decided, and then I was like, well, I could do that. And then I come up with an idea. I was actually having a coffee. I woke up and I had a coffee, and I come up with this idea for Lune Juice. And Lune Juice is like, so it's the aspect of it. It's about mental health. Yeah. But the twist to it is, we're making the government are making you believe you've got mental health to actually hide the fact that you actually you've got superpowers.
Right. Yeah.
To cover up their conspiracy theories so they can't be found out. So they make you think you're loony. Yeah. So that's what that's about. So make more in depth.
Well, yeah. That's a bit like, Sorry, just going a bit off track. That's a bit like MK Ultra and Montauk Project and all that, where there's testing like all the different types of drugs, like psychedelics, acid, speed, and all that. And then they just left the people to literally fend for themselves.
Yeah. So, what happens with this, which does actually happen, is obviously the NHS system so backed up with people's mental health that there's not enough help for everybody. So a lot of people with mental health self-medicate on drugs, alcohol, and other stuff, which does happen. So in this TV series pilot, these guys go to separately, because they don't know each other yet, go to the doctors to tell them their symptoms, and unfortunately there's no help. He offers them these tablets. They end up not wanting to take the tablets, so they end up going and taking drugs. Each person takes a different type of drug. And with the drug, they're obviously self-medicating off of that. The actual drug dealer, who's the lead role, is running out of drugs. So he gets hold of his dealer to find out, I need some more. The price has gone up. He's not got enough money. Right. So he ends up wanting to cut the drugs with something else. And because I'm the guy who's actually selling the drugs. So a meteor rock falls down with a blue liquid in it. And I pick it up just curiosity and put it in my pocket. And when I'm back going to drop off the money, and I realize what's happening with these drugs that he's trying to get money for, I give him this rock with the blue liquid in. Now, we've got a guy called the cook who's a meth. He cooks up the drugs and cooks them all and whatever. He mixes it with a blue liquid. So then when I start selling it again, the blue liquid enhances the superpowers of these people. Yeah. Which one's got schizophrenia, which hears and sees things. The superpower of that is they're actually hearing voices of people's thoughts and seeing the government for what they really are. So when they see demons and stuff like that, it's actually the government covering themselves with being.
So it's human. Like the movie They Live, where they put the glasses on and they can see what's real.
So one's got a sleeping disorder. He thinks he's sleepwalking, but he's actually teleporting. And things like that. So I've adapted it that way. And then the conspiracy part of it is, this is how it ties in with the drug dealer. So the drug dealer is a drug dealer. He takes cash. Yeah. The government are making us a cashless society. So each time, say I give you £50 cash, and you take your £50 to the hairdressers, you've got £50. If we pay by card, 1.25% goes straight to the bank. So your £50 is then £47.50.
Yeah.
And then when the £47.50 spent on his card somewhere to get a coffee, it's £45.50. The bank's slowly getting it back. So then we end up with nothing. It's worth nothing. And also, obviously, they can check your bank now. So they can see where your money's going, where it's coming from. They can sit there at a computer and check what savings you've got. So the drug dealer's whole enterprise is going to be destroyed.
Yeah.
He can't let that happen because he's got this big thing going on. So he hires these superheroes who are drug addicts with superpowers to take down the government and then obviously get the information. When he gets the information, he's going to sell it to the media so he can get more money to buy drugs. But it ends up there's a private agency that come after them, which are hired by the government, which is what they call now. It was they called ASDO. I remember that. I can't remember what I wrote down. They were called them ASDO though, and it's like anti-superhuman destroying organization. So they're just going to destroy them. There's and the end scene is literally just the drug dealer. He's holding a sink, looking up slowly, and his eyes turn blue, and that's it. That's all you see at the end. So it's kind of leaving it on I want to know what happens, what's going to happen. This agency's after him. What happens with the briefcase? What happens with the money?
Yeah,
and then it leaves it open for more episodes. So it's quite in depth.
So
a lot of research has gone in.
Yeah. How long does it run for? Have you worked that out yet?
Well, I'm doing the pilot. So what happens is I'll do the pilot and I'll send that off to festivals and investors.
Yeah.
And then they'll invest for one season, which could be 6 to 8 episodes. See how that runs, and then it could be more. If it doesn't run well, they don't invest any more money into it. That's usually.
Yeah,
so
but
8 episodes really.
Yeah.
Start.
The thing is, you're not going to know, and they're not going to know until they try, are they? It's like
and I'm not going to know either. It's just a chance. It's a risk to take. Yeah, it's a risk to take. And but then it either flies off or it's just another short pilot on YouTube.
But look at how many pilots they've invested in, and it's took off.
A lot. There's been quite a lot.
Pilots,
Yeah, and that's why you'll see on Netflix and Amazon and stuff, you'll see a TV series with 6 episodes, and then there's never any more because it didn't do that good.
I always wondered that, but I'm like, we'll be watching it. It's like, why have they not made the second season?
Because it didn't do well. So then obviously they won't invest more money because they didn't get their money back.
Well, they've got to hit a certain margin, haven't they? To get X amount of money back, or there's no.
Well, they want their money back plus 20%, so 120%. Yeah,
you want. Yeah, you need at least 100% back, or if you're not getting that, you're just throwing money away, aren't you?
Yeah, so it's a test and trial thing. I've got a really good team. I've got my makeup artist, my actors, camera guy, sound guy, lights and all that. I think I did that in a week. I wrote the script in 2 days.
What?
So pretty much,
Wow.
So
Well, I suppose if you start writing, it just comes natural then, and you just keep going and going and going.
Well, it does and it doesn't, because I started writing it and then I had a little bit of a break and I went back and looked and I'm like, well, that doesn't actually make sense. Why would I hire this person to do this certain thing before I've rang this person? Because I need to bring this person first. So then I'm like, I've had to change it, move it, add people in as well that I didn't think I wanted to add in because I wasn't going to do the agency. And then I realised that it's going to be a bit boring if some office guy goes, "Oi, stay there," and there's no one with a gun going bang. It's a bit more.
Yeah.
You want a bit of action in it. You want a bit of sitting on your edge. I want to know what's happening next.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's got everything in it. With the mental health side, it's like I said, it's a struggle for a lot of people that don't even speak about it, and hopefully it helps people realize that they're not alone and that they actually can get help. But,
well, when Tears come on, he spoke a bit about his mental health and what he'd gone through, and he's your mate, so but he was saying. But without that, he wouldn't be where he is now, going through what he did to get to where he is.
Yeah, exactly.
So, have you? I don't want to go too deep into personal life. I know you have told me stuff, but we're not going there. But has that, even though it's kind of like it's a negative thing, has that helped with what you want to create? In the TV industry.
Yeah, definitely, because like mine started, well, I've probably always had it, but 2016 it got worse. That's when it started. I got diagnosed with what I got diagnosed with, which was borderline personality disorder. I don't mind saying. And it struggled really bad with it. And over the years I thought it was a bad thing. And it's only when I started doing films I realized, I was like, hang on. When I'm walking down the street and I think, oh, these 3 guys are going to jump out of nowhere and do this to me, and I'm going to do this, this, and this.
Yeah,
that's good for a script. That's like you're visualizing a script in your head, really.
Yeah,
it's good for writing. Why don't you use it for a positive instead of that negative side? Go, hang on a minute. I've got these thoughts that are going through my head of stuff that could happen. Write it down because that's a good story, even though it's not real.
And use it.
Yeah.
Well, do you not think? Because I used to be like that. Like I'd be out and about and you'd see something happening and you'd just start creating scenarios that are probably never going to happen. But you kind of always think of worst case scenario. What's the worst thing that could happen?
Yeah, but that's more probably it's a risk. You're risk assessing. Actually, it's probably just a normal thing. I don't know.
Mine was more when I was like mid-teens, like 14, 15, 16. I was kind of like at that. So I think it's more like the adolescence part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do it. I used to do it a lot. I mean, I probably still do it now, but it's probably just assessing situations before it happens, which is actually one of the powers I'm using in the TV series. Then that's actually you predicting the future.
Yeah, but I suppose with that as well, with you doing the martial arts, you kind of, you're trying to, like when you're doing a proper fight, I don't mean like you're just doing the sparring, but you're actually having a full-on bout. You're going to have to try and predict what their next move is. So you're thinking of every move, so then you know what to do and what to come back with.
Yeah, definitely, all the time.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like one of them, last year I was training with him. So he knew my training style. So when I was actually fighting him, the things that I wanted to do, I couldn't because he knew that I was going to do that. And it threw me off a little bit, actually. I had to change everything up.
Yeah.
So I had to literally change it up because I wanted to hit him in the plex, which stops your breath, and then up straight over to punch. And he knew that I was going to do that because that's what I was practicing for months. And he just kept covering his body, and I'm like, "Oh, please just move how I want you to move." And it ended up not working how I wanted. I think I got him 3 or 4 times, luckily, but that was it. Like, and it was hard to predict, but it is a struggle. And do you know what? I spoke to someone the other day with the mental health side, and one of them was actually my mum not long ago, and my mum likes her crafts; it keeps her mind busy. And there's this mental health place around the corner from her, and she was saying, "Oh, I wish I could go there, but I haven't got mental health." And I said, "Yeah, you do." She went, "How do I?" I said, "Because you've got good mental health. Everyone's got mental health, really. You've either got it good or you're not.
Yeah,
you've got good mental health. You've got bad mental health. You could have a good day." I was like, so her perspective of that changed, and then it was someone I was talking to the other day, and I said, I don't feel sorry for people who hear and see things. It's scary because how do you know that I'm actually here or you're actually there now? Like, that's how scary it is for them because you're sat there and you're like, they're talking to somebody they believe is there.
Well,
but are they actually there?
See, I've had this conversation so many times, and about paranormal stuff. I'm going to dip into it. I know it's not, but when people have these encounters and these other people, so say me, you, and a few of us are out and about, and one of us sees a UFO, and you're like, look. He's like, "What are you talking about? There's nothing there." You're witnessing this thing. Is it there, and it's only showing itself to you, or is it all in there? And you're projecting it and believing it's there, but there's not actually anything going on. There is literally no way of knowing.
No,
unless it gets picked up on radar or someone else sees it. If it's just you, what is actually going on? Because
do you actually stay out and question yourself, or do you? What do you do?
Well, yeah, exactly. It's just got to go with it and just see where it takes you.
Well, the way that I've dealt with it over the years is I didn't deal with it I didn't used to deal with it very well. I used to drink and everything, and it made it worse. But recently, over the last 2-3 years, I've like I said, I've been going training. I just go to the gym. I think the worst time for people is the evenings.
Yeah,
because you've done everything in the day. You sat there on your own in the 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night. You're winding down, and your mind just starts going bump. And that's when it's the hardest time for people. When they're alone and their brain's not busy.
And the thing with that as well, because everyone's got their own like family life, and say they've got partners, their kids, and or they do the shopping, or they do whatever hobby they do in the evening. So not everyone's available to either meet up with, or even just for a phone call. So you kind of like, and you, like you said before, you feel like you don't want to keep messaging people or phoning people because you feel like you're not getting on the nerves, but
they've got their own lives. And
you feel like you're intruding on what they're doing, and just for your own whatever reasons. But it's not that. I don't believe it. It's not that. But I understand completely where that comes from. But I think if people, this is just me thinking out loud now, if people are struggling like with mental health and that, if you have got a hobby, even if it is arts and crafts, or whatever it, play pool, go darts, join a team, join a group or something, then it will take you away because your mind's thinking about other stuff. You're concentrating on something else, and you're not thinking about the what ifs. That's why I'm glad I do this, because if I didn't do this, fuck knows what I'd be doing.
Oh yeah, that's why I've been struggling recently with it in the evenings, because like I said earlier, I don't watch films and stuff because I analyze them too much and I just can't get into them. And I used to watch them all the time to keep my mind busy, but now I just sit there scrolling through reels, and half of them are depressing, to be honest. I don't know if it's an algorithm on it or what it is, but I just sit there and I'm like, because I'm watching this negative stuff, my brain starts going, and then the dopamines are going boop, and you're like, crap.
I know what you mean. It's like, now I love horror films, but through doing paranormal investigating and going out to these different locations, it's like you're not, even if you don't, you can tell the difference between real life and Hollywood. So now when I watch stuff that would scare the shit out of me 3-4 years ago, now it's like, it's the music, it's the if you take the music off it or the sound effect, it's like watching Tom and Jerry or something. It has no meaning. So it's not the actual. You might jump a bit where the camera cuts onto something else and it flies towards the screen. But other than that, there's no. It doesn't do anything for me.
No, there's yet one to actually scare me and sit back and go to bed and think, I need that light on. Why does my dressing gown look like I'm human stood at my door? Like, there's nothing like that anymore.
No.
And I'm like, it's a bit meh. Terrifying is good, but that's more gore. It's
I watched that the other week, and it's like, it's creepy. If I was in an house and that clown popped up and he's carrying the bag and starts laughing at me and shit, if I'm on my own and I'm out and about, then it's different. But there's 2 movies, that possibly 3, that probably scarred me because I watched them as a kid. The original Halloween, the one with Jamie Lee Curtis and it's Michael Myers. When he stabs him with a knitting needle and he gets up from behind the sofa. That one scene that messed me up for years. The Omen, Damien Omen, the very first one.
I remember that. When the nun's swinging from the thing.
And the latest one, which it's probably early 2000s, is 13 Ghosts.
Oh yeah, they're doing that as a TV series as well.
I know. I cannot wait. That's going out on Netflix
separately to see where they're actually from.
So it's each individual spirit of who they was when they was alive. But they're the only 3. I think that's more psychological with the 13 Ghosts, because it's in the glass house and you don't know where they're going to be. It's like,
no. Mine was Edward Scissorhands. Don't laugh, but mine was Edward Scissorhands.
Too late.
Edward Scissorhands. I was a kid. I used to flush the toilet and run down them stairs thinking it was coming out that towel cover to kill me every time. I don't know why.
I know you said don't laugh, but I was already laughing as soon as you said it.
He still scars me. He does.
No, but it's just, but sometimes it's a release of that being scared of getting whatever it is that's building up is getting out of your system, getting that relief. It's like I've been watching, I was saying before, because I'm going watching Paul Smith at the weekend, and comedy. I stopped watching comedy for probably, not on purpose, it just kind of like just kind of faded. I think because I was concentrating so much on this, and then getting interviews in, then I knew this year was like, right, this is where I need to go out to different conventions and conferences, around the country, around the world now. So I knew that that's what I was going to be doing this year. That's why I've cut back, not doing the Fridays, just to give me time to put all that into play. So it has given me. So I'm not. So on Monday I was getting ready for Friday. Soon as the Monday I was getting ready for Wednesday. As soon as I finished on the Wednesday evening, I was then getting ready for Friday because I had less than 48 hours to get that started. Then weekend is doing all the family stuff, shopping, all the bits and pieces and what you have to do. And then it was back to it again. It just felt like weekend was to do work and family stuff, and I wasn't getting a break from it all. So now, just by cutting that Friday, it's given me so much more time. So now when I'm doing the editing, I can watch TV. I've set up now, so this is one reason why I got the two monitors. I can watch TV on one and do everything else on the other one at the same time. And it works. And it works really well. But without that, I think I'd not be in a dark place, but I'd be in a difficult place to try and get everything done.
Yeah, you'd be putting a lot of pressure onto yourself, right?
Yeah, and it's not so much because I work full time and that, but it's not, the job I've got isn't a difficult job. Been there 6 years, and it's just as easy. Yeah, I'm going to use the word. It's as easy then now as what it was when I first started. But it's just, if I was to do this full time, if I got the opportunity to pack in work and do this literally 24/7, I'd be putting a lot more hours into this than I would on my full-time job.
Yeah.
So I know how difficult that this would get if I let it happen.
Yeah.
So I remember we were speaking to Kate, Lisa? Lisa.
Lisa,
Showcase.
Lisa Kate,
and she was, that's it. And she was saying you need to find that balance. And when you find it, you'll know. And then it's probably about 3-4 months ago. It just, it was like a light switch. Like, there it is.
Yeah. You just got to find that balance. That's what you got to find. Because if you overpressure yourself, you are going to end up failing. And it's, you put all that much, you'll only do it for so long. Like I got told off. It was actually my stepdad, because I have all these ideas. He's like, you have all these ideas which are great, but you're running with them all at the same time.
Yeah,
do one at a time because you're going to crash. And then you do. I didn't listen to him, and I ended up crashing. And I'm like, well, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. When now I'm doing one at a time, one movie at a time. Yeah, because it's hard to run two at a time. You get confused as well. A little bit.
It is, yeah. Because I was doing like the different podcasts on different days. It's like, no, it's not working. I was just trying different ideas to see what would work, what wouldn't work, and literally nothing would work. Because, like you said, you're putting all your eggs in one basket and running with your eyes shut. That's what it felt. Yeah. So now I've stepped back. I'm now doing 3 podcasts. In this, I'm counting this as one.
Yeah,
I'll do the one with Kate Hairgirl, Ray Hair, and the Half Arm. That we pre-record that once a month. It might start getting more regular. And then me and the missus do one that Him and Her podcast where we just start having a conversation. I just press record on my phone. Don't edit it. I might cut a little bit out if there's a big pause in that, but that's it.
Yeah,
and literally just record it for however long the conversation goes. Finish it. That's it, and just put it out. It's not going on YouTube anymore. It's just going out on Podcast Player.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
But that's easier because we just lay in bed. We just start chatting. It's like, hey, this is good, and that's it.
Yeah.
Hit record.
Yeah, I think one of the problems. Well, it's not a problem, but one of the things that I mainly have is I've got a lot of American people who want to be in contact, and we've got the time difference. So when it hits about
tell me about it.
When I'm winding down at 9-10 o'clock, they're just it's their afternoon, and they're like, "Oh, let's do it," and I'm like, "Mate, I'm in bed," and they're like, "Oh," I'm like, "We're 5 hours difference," and like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I was like, "Message me at 2 o'clock your time tomorrow, and it'll be 7 o'clock." Like, and then it's fine, but don't be messaging me at like 7 o'clock at night. Thinking it's 1 o'clock.
I know, So what I do now, I just leave voice notes for everyone, whether it's WhatsApp or Messenger. If they're up and awake, then they'll get it. It's like, especially like Nicole, the co-host, and I leave her a lot of voice notes about the show, who's coming on, what we're going to be talking about, and like different ideas that we're going to be doing. So, but then I forget people in California, they're 8 hours behind.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, they'll be all right. And it's like, I'll be leaving it. I start work at like 7:15. I'm leaving messages at 8-9 o'clock in the morning. It's like 2 in the morning for them, or midnight. It's like they're probably only just going to bed.
I remember ringing Emmanuel because he was in Texas.
Oh
And I remember ringing him. I can't remember what time I rang him. He's like, it was 5 o'clock in the morning where he was. I woke him up. He's like, it's 5 a.m, mate. I'm like, oh, it's not here. But then he started ringing me at night time on purpose.
Yeah.
When I was in bed. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I've got my phone set to go on silent at 9 o'clock, even at a weekend, because it's just, you just need that time. It's like, if it goes off and I'm not doing that, then I'll go through it and what have you. But I try and get everything done, as you know, during the day. So when I get in, I can concentrate on normal life sort of thing, other than a Wednesday.
Yeah, and it's what a lot of people need. And, a lot of people, like I said, they're self-medicating as well. So a lot of them were taking cocaine, drinking, whatever, just to get, because that's
just to get by.
They're bored in the evening, and they're not getting the medication and the right help. Like we spoke about it, and I'll say I had a bad breakup 3 months ago, didn't I? Yeah. And I went to go and see therapy, and I went private, and I'm still on a waiting list. I've still not been seen.
What?
Because what's happening is the NHS backlog is going to them. So they're backlogged now because there's no. So everyone who's backlogged there is going to this private thing. It's a charity near me called Community. What's it called? It's called Chat in the Community. It's called. Yeah. And you pay a donation to them to speak to the therapist. But I've been waiting 3 months, and I had a text off them the other day saying we're still waiting on somebody. 3 months. 3 months is a long time. Well, if you're going through something, I'm lucky enough. I could have committed suicide by now if I was that way.
Yeah. Well, you need it same. Well, you need it before same
3 months
day.
Is fine. You need help there and then.
Yesterday. Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Well, it's like going to the doctors, isn't it, with a cold and saying I've got a mealy poorly, and they say, "Oh, we'll book you in for the end of next month."
Yeah.
I'm fine the end of next month.
Well, it's like mine now. You can't book in. You can't phone up anymore. You've got to do it all online. As soon as you click do it online, there are no more appointments available. It's like 1 minute past 8. You can't do anything until 8 a.m. But touch wood, I've not been ill, or it's just stuff that I can deal with myself. The only thing that I need to sort out is because I've got high blood pressure. So I have to have a medication review. It used to be every 6 months because it's quite high, but now it's every 12 months.
Yeah.
But with that, because it's an ongoing condition, I can phone up and get it done. So if I phone, it's just a telephone call, and then they'll get me in to see the nurse, and they talk about what diet you're on, what you're doing to stay healthy, how the meds are doing, do a blood test, check your kidneys, make sure tablets have been, if they need to up it or lower it or change it. It's just that. I've been on it 10 years.
Did you wear one of them machines and monitors on your arm for 24 hours?
Yes. In work. I was in work as well.
I had to have one of them on not long ago. Myself.
I had it on the night before. I had it on all day in work. Yeah. I was knackered anyway because it kept me awake.
Yeah, it does that beat, doesn't it?
It's squeezing in my arm. I'm like, oh.
I had it. I was going to the gym still training. They said, do everything you normally do. So I did.
Yeah.
And it come back fine. Well, no, but hyper something, level 1 or something.
Oh, hyper. Oh, what's it called? That's where you get it in the back of your head.
Yeah.
Hypertension. That's it.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, mine was that high.
Level 1 or something.
Yeah, mine was that high. The doctor said, "I'm surprised you've not already had a stroke and or heart attack."
That's mad.
I was getting 2 hours sleep every night. I felt fine. Get up in the morning, giddy as fuck all the time. Yeah. Just like proper hyper.
Yeah.
Like a kid on Blue Smarties or something.
Wow. Mad, isn't it?
And as soon as I got the tablets, I went a bit. If you just go through all these different weird, it's like a dreamscape kind of thing for like 2 weeks. And then once it levels out, it's like, this is what I should be like. This is what I was like before I had it. And then you feel like back to reality then.
Yeah, but I'm on tablets at the minute for diabetes type 2.
Yeah.
And when I take them, I feel weird. But I'm like, is that how I'm meant to feel? Or am I meant to, if I don't take them, is this how I'm meant to feel?
Is that how you're really meant to feel?
I feel weird. So I don't take them now. I'm just like, no, I'm not taking them. But I found out they were placebo effect. So they don't actually, they don't actually help you. Metformin, it's called. It actually, it masks the symptoms. Why do I want to mask the symptom for? So I still got the symptoms, but you're just masking them with a tablet, which is another idea what I had with Lune Juice, because are you masking?
Yes.
Because if you actually read a packet of when someone goes to the doctors and says, I'm suffering with depression and anxiety, they'll give them the tablet, sertraline, isn't it usually? And it'll say on the packet, for the first month, may make you want to commit suicide and this and that and make you worse. It's like, why are you making them worse?
Well, yeah.
You're not meant to be making them better. Like, what's that about?
I know.
Yeah, and that's what kind of gave me the idea. Is it a placebo effect that they're trying to say? Oh, well, everyone's saying they've got depression. Some people have really got it, and some people are just saying it. Here's some tablets that actually doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
but we'll just say it does.
Mind over matter.
Yeah,
then, isn't it?
Yeah. So that kind of gave me the idea of the film as well. Well, of the TV series, of these are placebo effects, and then they found out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a good way. I think one of them as well was body dysmorphia, because I suffer with body dysmorphia, and I were like, that's quite a good one to use, because I can have a jacked up guy using steroids that's on Lune Juice who's rages out.
So what is body
dysmorphia?
Yeah.
So I look at myself and see myself as skinny.
Right. Got you. I thought it was that, but it wasn't 100%.
So it's the opposite of anorexia. Anorexia is obviously they think they're fat and they want skinny or whatever. Mine's I look at myself and I go, I'm really skinny, and people are like, no, you're not. You're 14 stone in muscle. What are you on about? And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not. Well, I am, but when I look at myself, I don't see that. But that makes me want to be bigger all the time, and obviously that puts a strain on my heart and my body, because the weight and whatever and what I eat, and then it's not good for your health. But then I've tried speaking to the doctors about that, and it's a waiting list again. I'm still waiting for someone to ring me. I think my ADHD assessment was 3 years ago. I sent that off, and I still haven't heard back from them either. So it's a long 3 years ago. 3 years,
Jesus.
3 years ago. So it wasn't this February, last February. Yeah, the February before, 3 Februaries ago. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Right. I've just got to do something. I've got to get a link.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna mute myself, because there's going to be loads of feedback.
Yeah.
I have to. You'll see me come on twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
I just need to copy the link using my phone, and then put it on. Sorry, if you want to carry on talking.
Yeah, so basically, you think 3 years ago, I went for a really rough patch, and I took an overdose and died in my mum's car. And then they realised that it weren't borderline personality disorder, it might be ADHD, so did a referral, and I've been waiting 3 years. And it's like the system's it's not working with how they are doing it for people with mental health.
Yeah.
I think, it was New Year's Eve this year.
Yeah.
My friend upstairs, he killed himself, and he went to the crisis team. He spoke to them. He said, I want to go in the Harbour, which is the mental health place in Blackpool. And they said, there's no beds. And he took 250 diazepam, killed himself. Yeah. So there isn't the help there, which it needs to be looked at, doesn't it? It needs to be, because how many percentage of I know there's a lot of men and women, but more men are killing themselves than women recently. And what is it? One every 3 minutes. 75 people a day.
Something like that.
Yeah, I was looking at something not long ago, and it was like 75 people a day or an hour, 75 an hour, something like that. Yeah. It's like crazy amount.
I didn't know. I knew it was I, but
yeah, and it's because we don't really speak to anyone either.
No, we just carry on.
Get on with it.
Yeah, it's like this is going on, but I've got to go and get some milk and shop trucks in 10 minutes.
I've still got. But then you sit there. That. I mean, recently, well, not too recently. I've sat there and I thought, why do I go to the gym? Why do I do this? What's the purpose? Yeah. And I've questioned that, and I'm like, I think a lot of people do, but then you still just. I think it's habit, or is it? It's like motivation or whatever. It's just instinct to go. That's what I have to do that day.
Yeah.
And it's built in my head I have to do that.
Could it be, because some people need to have a routine. I hate routine. Yeah. Even though I would do it every day.
Yeah.
I will not get up for work at the same time every day, even if it's a minute or 2 minutes out.
Yeah.
Because I hate routine. It's just too clinical for me.
Mine's very routine, so I won't go to the gym till I've had 3 meals.
Really?
That's all. Yeah, I've got to eat 3 times, and I do. If I don't go on a Monday, and do my chest and arms, I won't go to the gym all week.
Really?
Yeah, because it's messed my routine up. I can't.
Do you think that could be? Do you think that could be OCD? Because I used to suffer with OCD growing up, and I was like that. If I bang my left arm, I'd have to bang my right arm in the same place on the same thing.
Yeah.
But now I got very conscious of what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I think I just avoid it now as much as I can, so that I'm not doing that.
It's funny you should say that though, actually, because my bathroom, I have to have everything lined up with. They can't be moved. They have to be put back up. If one's taken, it needs to be moved across.
Yeah.
No, I know. With my shoes as well.
I am.
A pair of shoes.
Little things like that.
I'm like, oh yeah.
You can't
you know if one of them in the background's been moved or not.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can look at that. I can't tell you the name. I can tell you the name of some of them books because I know what books I've got. I got the gargoyles and the sunflowers and all them bits. But I could look there and go, someone's moved that.
Yeah,
that's been pulled out and put back in again.
Yeah, my desk I've got next to this one, everything's inlined, and if it turns a little bit, I have to pull it straight, and they're all in certain places, and so maybe it is OCD.
It probably is, because I used to have all my plugs and everything on top. Yeah, I was doing my editing, so I've shoved them all underneath, and I've got like in the gap here, in the like the double shelf on the computer desk, I've got all my toiletries. It's like my vitamin tablets, hair products, deodorants, all that kind of stuff. That's there. And same again with them. I know exactly what I've got, and if anyone moves it, it's not worth it.
I used to have a girlfriend years ago. She used to take everything off my shelf and put it in the bath. I'd go mad.
I'd be like,
she thought it was funny. I was like, no, that's not funny. It's not really not funny.
Because when you've got that, I'm going to call it a disorder because technically that's what it is. When you've got
OCD it's a compulsive disorder.
Obsessive.
A lot of people get it mixed up with tidying. It's not. It's obsession about something. Obsessive compulsive disorder.
Can't help it. Yeah.
If you obsess about me going to the gym at certain times and eating, not me cleaning, but it's OCD. It's and it was actually NF who taught me that. Who's a rapper? Yeah, he does a song about it. Yeah.
Ah, right, okay. I still have. Yeah, sorry, go on.
No, and he actually raps, and he's like, that's where I actually learned it because I always thought it was tidying, but then I've met people who've got OCD whose house are a mess, and they were hoarders, so their compulsive disorder was collecting things.
Yeah. Well, I started doing that. It's like I have no room. I know collect all this. It's shitloads of stuff around me. I know now. I do know that I have no room. I've got a gap on there. That's it. This one little gap I can get, but I've not found anything. Small enough that's going to fit in it.
Yeah.
But it's like I do still have traits of it because it's like I've got all this stuff in it and I know exactly how it is. And even the things, some things may look a mess, but it's an organized mess.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it is a disorder.
Yeah, and it's like you know where everything is. So then when someone comes and moves it, it's like, where's my wallet? Well, you left it there. Yeah, I left it there because I knew where it was. Where is it? Well, I'll pull it away, but I can't remember. What do you mean?
But then I'll put stuff away, and I've put it in the most obscure place. It's not everything's within arm's reach where I sit, and it's like, why the fuck did I put it there? I've never put it there before.
Yeah,
everything is in sight. It's always at like top level. I never important stuff. I never put underneath. I always keep it like on view.
Yeah.
But Yeah, but it's like back in the day when we used to collect CDs. They'd be in order, not alphabetical. No, the order that I bought them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. I had 500 DVDs and I had to put them in alphabetical order.
Well, I was like that. I had about 500-600 CDs. I got a lot of imports as well.
Yeah.
And you could move even the ones that are in the paper case, not in the plastic one. If that had been moved into another, it's like, why? Why would you mess with my head like that?
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. It's nothing to do with them. It's in there that the issues are.
Because I had Marvel and DC I used to collect. They wasn't allowed to be next to each other. They had to be on complete different shelves.
Yeah.
At least a gap between them. I was like, no, they're rivals. They're not allowed there.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe it is a bit of that, but we don't realise we've got it. We just get on with it. It's our way of going, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, what time is it?
Right, we've got 10 minutes and we've got 3 questions for you. Well,
go on.
So this one's from Elaine, moderator. So she wants to know, do you make your books into a movie or you'll move it into a
movie
book?
or movie into a book? So I don't make books. I just write scripts and movies. I haven't actually written a book.
Have you thought of doing
I wouldn't even know it. No. For my life, yeah, but I'm waiting until I'm really famous because nobody's going to really care.
Well, you don't know. You never know.
I've got a lot of stories to tell with my life, but I'm waiting for the right time. But no, I've not. I wouldn't even know where to start with a book.
Same as me. People have said to me about writing a book, and I'm like, no.
I know what you're going to say. I think you're going to say exactly what I'm going to say. I had someone the other day say I'm writing a book. I said, all right, what? And they went, it's getting written right now. I'm like, but you're with me. Yeah, ChatGPT's doing it. What do you mean, ChatGPT? So AI's writing you a book and you put an idea in it. Now, you're not writing a book then, are you, mate? Like, come on.
No, you're just putting the key words in. But I just can't be asked writing one, to be honest with you.
I wouldn't know where to start.
If someone wants a ghostwriter, but I did have the thought of, well, let's see what AI can do, and if it, but then you're going to have to proofread everything that it creates anyway.
Yeah. What I probably do, go on.
I was just going to say, even if you do write a book through AI, you've got to read that book.
Yeah.
Before you can do anything with it.
What I'd probably personally do is when I've written a movie and a script and I've filmed it, I'd subcontract it out.
Yeah.
With them having a percentage.
Why not?
Because I wouldn't know where to start.
No.
I really wouldn't.
So I know a lot of people that have wrote books, and it's through doing the podcast, and I've met people, I've bought books off them, people have sent me books. And they are in so many different formats of how they're written.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's another thing. I wouldn't know what format to write it in.
No, I've only just learnt really script formats, to be honest.
I can just about read.
Usually that's just done by templates as well.
It's just easier. It saves. Because doing stuff like that is very time consuming.
Well, it comes back on, for me with the scripts, it comes back onto the mental health side. Do you know when you walk around the house talking to yourself and having a conversation? It's perfect. Because that's how a script's written. You're pretending to be all these characters. You're having a conversation. So when you're saying, that's how I do it. So I'll be sat there and I'll be like, I walked into a kitchen, I've seen this guy, and I've said this, and this is how I want. These are the scenarios how I want him to respond, which is the best one.
Got you.
And then you do the response, which is his words back to you. And then you kind of just go on with the conversation. So when I'm writing, I don't want anyone to disturb me. You can't even speak to me. My head's in the zone. Because once it switches back off, I'm gone. I'm like, I've lost that now.
Yeah.
I need to be I need my mental health to be mental to write.
Well, I'll be in it because this is where I pretty much do most of the stuff. If it's like a Friday, Saturday night, weekend or whatever, then I'll go downstairs because I feel like I'm being ignorant. I'm not spending time with anyone. And I'd start talking to myself, and Becky will go, "Are you talking to him like myself?" I went, "Don't worry about it. I'm just, I have to think out loud as to what I'm doing, so that I know what I'm doing. Because if I think it in my head, as soon as it's gone, it's gone. But if I've heard it being spoken, I can cut back to it. Does that make sense?
I write it down, obviously, straight. I write it down straight away because I'm thinking it, so it's there. But then when I look back at it, sometimes I'm like, that doesn't even make any sense. What was I talking about?
Well, I've got shortcuts. So on me, got an Apple Watch, and you get a shortcut, nothing, and that's for voice memo. And the amount of memos I've left on my phone, on my wherever, because I've not always got pen and paper, but I've always got my watch on my phone on me. So, and like you said, sometimes I go back, I'm like, I don't even know what context that's in.
Yeah,
it means something. I do that as well.
I
don't delete it. I keep it just in case I remember what idea.
And then you look back and you go, what was I thinking? What was that about? What was I thinking about that? I can't remember even what that was about. Yeah, I do that a lot. And then one day I'll be there having a coffee and I'll be like, oh, I remember this, and I wrote that down, and then I'll start writing it. Yeah,
because I'll just write street. I'll have like street names down or an area or the name of a cafe, and I'm like, why did I do that? And then I'll go back past that area, and there'll be somewhere where I can, like, say, there's a cemetery or a derelict building or something like that. So it's like, that's what it is.
Yeah, makes sense. I've done that with locations. Driving. I've got so many photos in my phone. I've driven past somewhere.
Oh, do you know what I do?
I took a picture.
I've got my phone on my dash, on a holder, and I just click on camera, take a photo, and it's just a photo of the dash. But because I've got the GPS on it, I can locate to where it is. So then when I get home, I'll get home, I'll see where it was, and then I'll write on it. It's like, place, campsite or zoo, or you know what I mean? Or just write on it where it is, and then save that, screenshot that, and then I've got another copy of it.
Well, usually I just use, what is it I use? What's it called? Photo lens.
On Google.
Yeah, on Google, So I'll take a picture and I'll photo lens it and it'll show me where it is, and I'm like, all right, we'll go back there because that's a good location.
Yeah, I just do it through my GPS. Just take a photo. I did it once as doing screenshots, and it doesn't. It doesn't give you a location of where it was taken. Yeah. Right. Next question. Oh, this is a piss take from Darren. Thinks it's funny
about your beard.
I read that. Great beard, mate. Any tips for Andy and his?
Yes. Do you really want to know how I get it like this? Right. There is a trick. Tail and mane. Horse shampoo.
Really?
Yes.
Right. It's took me 52 years to get this.
Right. Tail and mane horse shampoo. So they use it on the manes of the horses that grow extra length.
Right.
So a friend was telling me about it, and I thought I'd try it out, and this is a year's worth.
You know, this is.
Remember last year it was shorter than this, weren't it?
Well, yeah, it's down here.
Yeah. So, tail and mane. I've been using it on top of my head as well, so growing that as well.
See, I'm all right on top. It's just, that's it. It grows there. You get little bits at the side.
Yeah, like, tail and mane. And mine goes all the way up here. I've actually shaved it, so it actually goes all the way up there if I left it. Yeah. And down here, but it gets cut, trimmed down, tail and mane.
No. See, I have tried to grow it, but anything a little bit more past this, it just so itchy. And
I had a badger in that. Yeah, look, like literally fingers gone. It's really thick at minute.
See, I use the serum and all that to help it grow and what have you, like the beard shampoo.
Yeah,
and it just.
Nah, you have a look on eBay for tail and mane. I think it's like 30 quid.
Yeah.
Bottle. Yeah. And it works.
I was going to do a horse joke then, but I won't.
Go on.
I was going to go, nay.
Nay, no
Obviously.
Way. Nay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my little trick.
Cool. Yeah, I'll have to have a look at that.
But there is times I've had people ask me if it's Velcro. I'm like, well, we are in Blackpool. Anything could happen. But no, it technically is real.
It's stuck. It's not stuck, I should say.
Well, it is.
Well, that's the thing. People, you can either grow a beard or you can't, half of one.
Yeah, blame my granddad. My granddad's got a beard like this.
See, that was it. None of my grandparents including my grandma's, had a beard that I can remember. So, and my dad's not really. He's not got one. My brother's not got one.
My dad's got a beard like yours. My dad's got a beard like yours. So I get my granddad's definitely. My granddad's beard's like this, but grey.
When I was, I lived in Manchester. I grew up there, but when I lived there where I used to work, one of the lads, Mark, he's like, "How do you get you?" He's like in the 90s where everyone had a goatee. He's like, "How do you get your goatee so spot on?"
Yeah,
I'm like, "That's how it grows. I don't have to shave at the side. I don't have to shave underneath. It just grew there, like the perfect." And it did look like a shape to it.
I don't know if you can see it because of the light.
Can you tilt it back or to the left? So if you tilt it, you know what I mean? So yeah, so if you hold it like that and then just tilt it a little bit.
Oh, there we go.
Ah, there.
There's my granddad. Look at his beard.
Oh yeah.
It's same, but he's grey. Yeah. So pretty much, that's where I get it from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
My dad's like I said, my dad's is like yours. He just can't grow one.
No.
No.
I try, but
I know. Just try to use horse shampoo.
Yeah.
Don't be trotting about the podcast going with some coconuts.
Yeah, with a stable door behind me.
Yeah. Bale of hay on your little patch.
Yeah. There's saddle at the side of me.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
We've got one more question, haven't we?
No, that was just a comment for me. That was all. So no, anyone puts anything in caps, I can see it. So there's a column where I can put a star on it, and it puts it into another section, so I can just go straight back to him. So, but thank you so much for coming on. Definitely need to get you on again.
Yeah. I'm going to LA on the 11th of July, so probably after that when I get back. I'm there for 5 weeks. Yeah.
Just give us a shout. You got my number and all that.
Yeah,
we'll definitely meet up.
Well, hopefully I find out if we get funding for more episodes. Obviously, that episode's going to be put out as well.
Yeah.
And then we can probably show everybody. Put the link in the next one and everything.
Definitely.
Yeah. Right. Well, thanks for having me, Andy.
No, thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
I think it's better this time because I know what I'm doing now. So
I know you're still testing the waters last time.
Yeah, because it was something I'd not done before.
Yeah.
It's all right talking to people about paranormal, but then it's like, what do I actually know about movies? I watched them. That's it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I knew nothing about it.
Yeah, it was a new game for you, weren't it, really?
And I was not out my water, but it was just a whole new concept, and it's a different way of interviewing as well.
Yeah.
It's just, I
know.
When you do it,
I remember you doing it at that event. It was just so noisy, and everyone was in and out of rooms.
Karaoke on next door with all them women.
Oh, I was in there singing with them women.
I was stuck in there.
I actually went in there. Yeah,
I was stuck in them 2 little rooms, just interviewing everyone. I missed all of them.
They dragged a few of us in there. I think it was a hen do.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
It sounds about right.
Yeah.
Right. Awesome. So thank you again. Have an amazing time over in the States.
Yeah.
And definitely come back on. Just drop me a message as and when.
Yeah.
Get you and Tears back on as well. That'll be a good shout.
Yeah. I'll speak to him and see when he's free.
Yeah. Right. So thank you again, Damien. Before you go and before anyone else goes in the chat, I am back on in 25 minutes to do the other podcast for Alienate UK, where we've got Bob Brown coming on, talking about his paranormal encounters. He does a podcast called I memorize this and I now cannot remember. It is called, I don't know what it's called. Out of Nowhere. Yeah. So no one go anywhere. Well, you can go out of here, but come back onto the next link, which will be starting in a little over 20 minutes. I'm just going to go get something quick to eat, get a drink, and That's it. So see you guys at 8:30. Thanks again, Damien.
Thanks,
absolute pleasure talking to you. Loved every minute of it. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Catch you later. Bye. Right. Yeah. So that's Damien talking about his new movie. Hopefully I'm going to get to meet him in the next couple of months and do a live podcast with him. Like I said, we did before, but there's so much background, so much noise in the background. You couldn't hear shit. It was just too loud. And when you filter all the background noise, you use a lot of the interview. So it was just what you got was what you got. So yeah, we're going to be doing a few more of them in the near future. But like I said, I'm back on in a little over 20 minutes when I'm going to be speaking to Bob Brown, Robert Brown. Nicole will be co-hosting with me. So please do come back for that. Just want to say thank you to Brandon Looney Tunes. I did share your link. Thanks for the images. Do appreciate it. But yeah, come back onto that one. There's Nicole, the co-host. She's over in New York. Obviously, I'm in the UK, just outside London. And we have got quite a few updates about what's going on over this weekend. Well, about stuff that's going on in the next 6 to 10 weeks. So please do join me for that. And I will see you guys at 8:30 UK time, 3:30 EST, 12:30 PST, 2:30 Central Time. Don't know the rest of Europe. You have to figure that out yourselves. So see you guys very, very soon. And thank you for subscribing. Thank you for joining. Thank you everyone watching on Kick. This will go out as a podcast as well, but I'm going to do it over the weekend. Right. Take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.